everybody, we are here to talk about crate training. So before we get into the crate training aspect, we're going to talk about different kinds of crates. So we have a few different styles of crates here. On the left we have a wire crate. This is what a lot of people use. They are readily accessible at a lot of local pet stores. They fold up, which is great for moving them around. They're also relatively inexpensive. If you have a puppy, a wire crate can be a great option as well, as most of them come with a divider that you can section off a smaller area of a larger crate, and then as your puppy grows, you can move the divider to allow them more space. Our second option is a plastic airline style crate. If you're going to travel with your dog on an airplane, this is a great option. Also, because it's more covered, a lot of dogs feel like it's more of a den. They can feel more secure in there. It also is a little bit sturdier than the wire crate, so if you have a dog that has broken out of crates or is prone to breaking out of crates, sometimes a plastic crate option is a better option. Next, we have more of a sturdy plastic crate. This is one of the Roughlin ones. It is actually all one piece, so unlike the first plastic one, which actually is two pieces that you bolt together, this one is all in one piece. This could be great for travel. Again, if you have a dog that is prone to breaking out of crates, this style is a lot more difficult to break out of. And then finally, we have an aluminum crate. This one is from Impact Crates. This is their style that does collapse, so you can travel with it. They do have ones that don't collapse as well. Again, if you have a dog that breaks out of crates, having something a little bit more heavy duty may be important. Next, we're going to talk about sizing. So when you get a crate, you want to size it properly. You will want to make sure your crate is large enough that your dog can stand up, turn around, and lay down in the crate, but you don't want to have too much extra room, especially if you have a puppy that you're going through potty training. If the crate is too big, sometimes they will have an accident in one area and then they can sleep comfortably in the other area. So having a well-fitted crate, especially if you're going through potty training, could be really beneficial. Once your dog is older and they do well in a crate, you can definitely have one that is bigger for them. Okay, so now we're going to get into how to actually start to condition your dog to the crate and get them comfortable in it. This is something you want to do if you know your dog has had a bad experience and doesn't like the crate already, or if you have a puppy and you want to start crate training. That way they're comfortable in the crate, that you can use it for potty training or for when you leave them alone so they don't destroy stuff. So right now we're just doing something simple where we're tossing food in the crate, letting the dog run in and get it, and then letting her come back out. It may be helpful as well when you're doing these initial stages to have your dog on leash. That way they don't wander off while you're working on it. And you can definitely keep sessions short as well. You don't need to do this for any long extended length of time. Once you have a dog that is reliably running in and out of the crate after the food, you can also start to add in a verbal command as well. So right before Chelsea tossed in the food, she said the command crate, then tossed it in. So you can pick whatever verbal command you want, whether you want to use crate, kennel, in, etc. It doesn't really matter. Just say that verbal command first and then toss the food in. Once again we have a dog going in on their own really well, we can start to close the door. So at first we're just going to close it while they go in and eat the treat, and then we're going to open it and let them right back out. We're not even going to latch the door closed right now, just getting them used to that door closing on them. Once we go through that step and get a lot of repetitions and our dog is comfortable with it, then we can start latching the door closed. Again, we're not going to ask for any duration. We're just going to immediately then unlatch it and let them back out. And as you're going through these steps, if you start to see that any step causes your dog stress, spend more time on that step, do more sessions and repetitions to get them comfortable before moving on. This video is just to show you all the steps so you know how to go through them, but take them at your dog's pace. So again, once we're having our dog go in and we're closing the door and latching it, then we can start to build some duration. So we might expect them to stay there for a couple seconds before we then unlatch the door. One of the key things here is we don't want to open the door and let them out if they are barking, pawing at the door, trying to get out in any way. If they are doing that, wait for them to calm down for a second, and then when they're calm, let them out. we can accidentally condition those behaviors if we always let them out when they are doing them. So if our dog's barking or whining and that's when we let them out, they're going to bark and whine more because they've learned that that's what gets them out of the crate. So just be very conscious of that while you're going through this process. And again, like Jelly whined there for a second, so we just waited until that whining stopped, and that's when we let her out. So she learns that being calm and quiet is what gets her what she wants. So again, as you do sessions like this, you will build up duration from a couple seconds to a minute and a half, 5 minutes, etc. At first, when you do this, you can do it while you're home, while you're right there next to your dog. Then you can work on walking out of the room while your dog's in the crate and coming right back. Again, building duration as you go out of eyesight. And then eventually leaving the house altogether if you are going to be crating your dog while they're home alone. Another good exercise that you can do with your dog is to feed them in the crate. So at meal times, you can use their food bowl and put some food in it. So before your dog goes in, you just have your bowl of food. They go in the crate, you put the food in, you close the door. If your dog is struggling with crate training, you can at first do this with an open door, then work on having the door closed but not latch, then work on closing the door and latching it. In the beginning stages, as soon as your dog is done eating, right away open the door and let them out. And besides just feeding your dog in their meals in the crate, you can also give them higher value rewards as well that they only get in the crate. So you can fill a Kong toy with peanut butter or some other food. If you want to freeze it, that can help extend the duration as well. And only give those things while your dog's in the crate. Again, have them in there with the door closed. As soon as they're done with it, let them out, and then you can start building duration as well, where maybe they finish the toy and they're in there for a couple seconds and work up to a couple minutes. But those are the basics of starting to condition your dog to the crate.